I was born in the mountains, a scenic land of jewel green fields, bamboo trees and forests inhabited by gorillas, elephants, and chimpanzees. My people lived in small, round mud huts with pointy roofs made of dried grass. They raised cattle and farmed the land. My parents grew up in these towering mountains, the Haut Plateau, in a province of the Democratic Republic of the Congo called South Kivu. When they were young, my mom and dad lived in neighboring villages that were about a day apart by foot. There were no roads, no cars. Everyone walked everywhere, and they still do. We left the mountains when I was around 2 years old in 1996, so I don't remember much of our life there. But today when I see pictures of the region, known as Minembwe, it looks like the most idyllic place on earth, with lush, leafy mountaintops scraping the clouds and miles of green. People still live in mud houses with grass roofs there. Smoke from burning wood lingers in the air. My parents met for the first time on the day of their wedding, an arranged marriage. Whenever I ask them about it, they describe it very matter-of-factly. It's not as if they had a courtship or romance. At the time, my mom was just 14 years old. She had completed 5 years of school, which was considered a lot of education for a girl in those days. Typically, after 5 or 6 years of school, girls simply dropped out because there seemed to be no point in continuing their education. Their fate was to marry young and produce children. My dad was 18 years old, just finishing high school. Schools were sparse in the mountains, and he walked for miles each day to get that education. One day toward the end of his senior year, my dad came home from final exams and his father announced that he had found him a bride. My dad had never seen this mysterious young wife-to-be. He knew only that she was from another village and had a few years of schooling, a fact that worried his own father, who thought that was too much education for a woman. My father was not worried about this at all. He was intrigued by the idea of an educated woman. To arrange a wedding in my culture, the man's family gives the woman's family a dowry, usually a number of cows in exchange for the woman's hand. My father's family negotiated the deal to give my mother's family 10 cows. Then the families talked to a local pastor who checked that both sides had consented to the union. For my young parents, it wasn't really up to them. It's just the way things were done. So of course they consented. The two married in a low-key affair in a church, more like a business arrangement than a romantic wedding. Although my mother's bridesmaids did pamper her in the days beforehand, slathering her with lotions, making sure she looked beautiful. People in the villages created everything by hand, including a skin lotion made from milk oil. To make the lotion, women would fill jugs with milk and shake the jugs until the fat separated from the milk. That fat would be turned into oil that made a rich cream for skin and could also be used for cooking. The jugs were handmade too, created from hollowed-out gourds. My parents made a striking pair of newlyweds, both tall and good-looking. My mom with a stately, confident air, and my dad, soft-spoken, gentle, and sincere, with an easy smile and a long, straight nose. For the wedding, Mom wore a traditional African dress, long and form-fitting, in shades of blue and purple, and Dad wore a classic dress shirt and pants. After the ceremony, my mother's relatives hiked back to their village and left her with her new husband and his family in their village. My mom knew no one there, not even her own husband. To a 14-year-old girl, a child bride, it must have felt like she was a world away.